friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to help you with your fall TBR. There's a certain type of book that I like to read in fall, and those include like really atmospheric books, a little bit longer books, books about boarding schools, thrillers of course, maybe a couple other things. Let's go ahead and jump into my 5 recommendations that if you haven't read these books, I think the fall time would be the perfect time to read them. The first one is a nonfiction book. It is called The Stranger in the Woods, The Extraordinary Story of the Last True Hermit. That's a mouthful. By Michael Finkel. I read this. I really enjoyed it. I don't read a lot of nonfiction, so when I'm recommending a nonfiction, I highly recommend it. I rated this 4 stars. The only reason I rated it 4 stars instead of 5 stars is because I thought that the authors was a little heavy-handed in their own personal opinion in the story, and also going into what a hermit is and like the back and forth. Was this person a hermit? Were they not? That was kind of like, just leave it up to the reader to decide, you know? This tells the story of a hermit. His last name was Knight, so we'll just call him Knight. Knight secluded himself in the woods in Maine for 27 years. That is crazy to me. I think he was like going off to college or something like that, and instead of going off to college, he like drove out into the middle of the woods and just like made a camp and made it his home. If you look this story up online, you can see pictures and stuff like that. Like I said, it is a true story, so there's more information out there, but it's the first time that I ever heard about it. Thinking about someone living in the woods in Maine during a winter for 27 years is mind-blowing. Kind of details like why he did it, how he did it, and so forth. And it's a very interesting and quick read because it is short, but I highly recommend it, you guys. Next up, I'm going to recommend a book that when I read it, I was like, wow, I really wish I would have read this during the fall time, and it's a pretty new release, and that is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This is a YA dystopian horror sci-fi like book, and it's really interesting. It's about a group of girls at a boarding school on this island off the mainland, and they are quarantined at their boarding school because there has been this outbreak of tox, and tox is causing the girls at the boarding school to mutate. And I just think it's really interesting because I like the mutations. I like how they're all kind of like quarantined at this school. I didn't care for the ending like so much, and I really would like more of this world, like a prequel or like even like what happens next. But I gave this one 4 stars, and I definitely think just the moodiness of it and the atmosphere of it is perfect for fall. Next up, I'm recommending The Graces by Lori Eby. The second book is out, and I'm pretty sure it's just a duology, but I'm not 100% positive. I need to look into it and actually read the second book, so I'll probably go back and reread this one because I enjoyed it so much. This is about a family, the Graces, who are all witches, or are they? And River is obsessed with them, so she kind of like follows them around. So it has like school bits, but the reason why I love this, obviously witches, like perfect for fall. The writing was gorgeous. The atmosphere was like unreal. I just want to live in this town where this takes place because it just sounds like such a quaint little like town that I want to live in. So I highly recommend this. I don't know about the other books, but I really enjoyed this. And like, how pretty is this cover? Next up, I'm going to recommend some adult books. The first one being All These Beautiful Strangers, and this is a little bit longer book. It's only like 430 pages, but I really like this one because it kind of takes its time with its story, and it has many layers to it. Again, it's super atmospheric. It's set at a school that tells the story of Charlie, who is going off to college, I believe. She wants to join this like elite secret elite society, and when Charlie was 7 years old, her mother, like I guess their family was at their lake house, and her mother mysteriously disappeared. Now she's 17 years old. She's going to this school. She's trying to join this secret society, and I guess her mother and her father used to be at the school and in the society, and there's been a death at the school, and there was back in the day. So it's kind of like the past and the present like converging and telling like a larger story. but it's really interesting. There's many layers to the story. You really want to take your time with this one, but I highly recommend it. The last book I'm going to recommend to you, if you have not read this, you need to get on it. It's If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This story is set at an elite arts college, and we follow 7 young actors studying Shakespeare. So there is some Shakespeare woven throughout the story. It wasn't overdone. I thought it was the perfect amount, but it really sets the mood, and the mood is very atmospheric and moody and kind of like dark, and like it's just giving you those autumn vibes. The main storyline is it's a mystery because Oliver went to jail for 10 years for a murder that he may or may not have committed. So he went to jail, he's finally out of jail, and the detective that put him behind bars, or had a part in putting him behind bars, approaches Oliver and says, hey, now that it's too late for me to do anything about it or do anything more about it, I want to know what really happened. So you're kind of reliving the past told from Oliver's point of view as he tells this detective the story of this group of friends studying Shakespeare, and just how like the relationships and friendships like wove each other together, and like what ultimately happened when one of their friends died. So really love this one. It's told in acts, and there's different scenes, and it just like goes perfectly with like the Shakespeare vibes, but love this one. And those are the 5 books that I recommend you pick up this fall. So if you like the type of books that I like to read during fall, I highly recommend these if you have not read them already. If you have any recommendations for perfect fall books, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, you guys check the comment section down below for other people's recommendations. Maybe if you recommend something really good, I might pick it up this season. But I just love fall, and I love reading books like this. It's like my favorite reading like season, if that makes sense. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you're all having a lovely day or night whenever you're getting down to sit down and watch this video. I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye.